So my name's Michael Coppage. I'm an avid traveler. I've been to about 40 countries so far. I'm an artist. I usually deal with subjects that are near and dear to me, that I'm passionate about, the environment, mental health issues, just being an African-American male in contemporary America. Traveling, it took me out of this box that I saw myself in. It's bad enough that, the only images I see of myself here are athletes, entertainers, or criminals. I got to be someone completely new. I got to be who I wanted to be. I felt free. In my work, I talk about stereotypes. I talk about the appropriation of African-American culture. I talk about the demonization of African-American men. So typically, I use an African-American man, or parts of him, his hands or whatever, and I use white monkeys. The white monkeys represent white Americans, Caucasian Americans. And I'm kind of painting with a broad brush here. I'm generalizing, I'm stereotyping. Obviously, monkey is a term that is used specifically in a racial capacity to describe African Americans. And so I travel a lot. Been in Asia like the last 4 years, and all the monkeys in Asia are white. They have blonde hair, they have white hair, they have pink faces and pink skin, and they're extremely aggressive. And then I had a really interesting experience that made me uncomfortable while I was abroad. I was with a gentleman and we were in Malaysia, and he kept calling everybody monkeys, like, oh, they're a monkey, she's a monkey. I dance around the monkey, and I'm offended, but he's my host, and I am not ready to say I'm offended because I'm not trying to create friction. So we sit down in a restaurant with some of his friends, and we were talking, and he asked me 20 questions about America. And when I was done, he looked at me and he says, American Plus, which is where I got this title from. And what that meant was I had his respect. I wasn't the stereotypical American. He's been around enough Americans to know what the stereotype is, right? So I told him how I felt about calling people monkeys. I told him when it was created, why it was created, how it made me feel. He said, no, it's not about color. The monkey is used to describe people who disrupt the harmony of a situation. And, a monkey comes in and can't interact with humans. He throws stuff everywhere. I said, okay, disruption of harmony. So I started thinking about all the indigenous people on the face of the globe, the Aboriginals, the Native Americans, the Africans their harmony was all disrupted by Europeans, the Portuguese, the Spanish, the English, the French, the Scandinavians, the Germans. So I started using this monkey in precarious situations with African American men to tell a story about African American men. When white people look at paintings, they see themselves portrayed as Jesus and angels and affluent. So passively, vicariously, without ever even realizing it, when you walk into a museum, you walk in there and your esteem is raised without you even knowing it. When you look at a painting, you look for yourself in the painting, and if you don't see yourself, then the painting is probably not as interesting unless it's some abstract color or, whatever. So this work only exists because I feel like me and people who look like me are disrespected perpetually. I'm negatively branded in almost every media outlet every single day. I'm misrepresented in every media outlet every single day. So when we talk about respect, I think that part of the reason that I do this work to begin with is so that I can just peel the veil back and you can decide for yourself whether or not you're complicit in my experience. And then you decide, to keep doing what you're doing or maybe change it, maybe be more respectful.